Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, and today we are talking about the lunar eclipse. It's on March 13 or March 14, depending on the time zone you are, so it's around midnight. And in this chart, the sun makes a conjunction with Saturn. Additionally, Mercury is going to go retrograde on March 14 or March 15, depending on your time zone. Again, it's around midnight. So what does this all mean for you? That's what we're going to talk about. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Just to let you know what we're going to be doing, we're going to do a short overview, and then we're going to look at your sign in particular. We'll talk about love and then money. And so if you haven't already, please subscribe. And by the way, if you want a PDF of your chart so you can follow along on these videos, then reach out to me. There's a link in the description and I will send you that PDF. So for this lunar eclipse, there's definitely an emphasis on letting go of something. And ideally, that would be fears, worries, insecurities, doubts. And then it's also about embracing that Sun-Saturn connection. And that is about grit and determination. When we put the Sun and Saturn together in Pisces, it's almost like creating a spiritual path for yourself, just like the spiritual masters of old, where they let go of certain things in their lives so that they would have an uninterrupted journey towards spiritual enlightenment. So this particular lunar eclipse is at 23 degrees of Virgo, and all eclipses close doors, and so this is closing the door on some Virgo aspect of your life. Now, it's usually that you wished for this, that you were hoping that some part of your life would change, and now the universe is fulfilling that request, even though this may not feel like the timing is right, or that you have it in the budget, or that it is unfolding like you envisioned. Now, this full moon / eclipse is opposite the Sun and Saturn. And the best way to deal with Saturn is to lean in and to work hard and to have grit and determination and to set the bar very high for yourself and then strive to get over that bar, exceed the expectations, and then Saturn is your friend. So this Sun and Saturn in Pisces is asking us to take a holistic view of our life and to treat our lives with respect and reverence. And that is to treat your body like a temple and give your mind the time and the space to think its own thoughts, to be kind to yourself, to do the things that will help you live in the present and feel better, and that will radiate outward to your community. And so that means that you're going to feel better, more prosperous, healthier, happier, and everyone around you will as well. Okay, Sagittarius, this lunar eclipse is right at the top of your chart and can be disruptive when it comes to things like your career, your reputation, and how you are interacting with the public. And yet, because you are so knowledgeable about what's going on in the world, and your superpower of collecting information and being willing to have adventure, this could be something that not only you were expecting, but that you were looking forward to, because you were looking for some sort of change to happen. So if you are looking to change jobs, this energy is quite good. If you are looking for some movement within your company to, some disruption there where, the org chart gets shifted around, this could be very beneficial for you. So this is not a time to be holding on, but to actually more kind of skate through things. So think of this as a wave you're surfing rather than just standing there and getting hit by the wave. When we look at the Sun and Saturn right at the base of your chart, it's a reminder of having a solid foundation. And the solid foundation doesn't necessarily mean $1 million in the bank or a big pantry or a go bag. It's about self-reliance and about understanding that this life is an adventure. And as you are doing that, then the things that you need do come to you because you are walking that spiritual path. You see, that's how you make a strong foundation when there's Pisces at the base of your chart, which Pisces normally doesn't feel solid at all. That the solidness is your spirit, your ability to soar above the mundane, and that you trust yourself, that you believe in yourself. And if you would like to know more about what's happening for you in 2025 and 2026, I do readings. There's a link in the description. Now, when it comes to love relationships, specifically new love, Mars is making a semi-sextile with Jupiter. And a semi-sextile is an aspect, and we need an aspect to make things happen, but it's not the easiest of aspects. It can mean that you're meeting someone, but just at a point where you are rushing off and you want to talk to them more, but you can't, or vice versa. This might be that you're not quite out of your relationship, or they're not quite out of their relationship. So this may be something that gets put on hold for a little bit, but the meeting could take place during this time. But with Venus retrograde and Mercury going retrograde, it's also possible that this is a connection that started at some other point and then got waylaid because something was unfinished or it wasn't the right timing. And now you are coming back to having the good timing. And so if this is somebody that you've met before, this can be very good. If this is someone you're meeting for the first time, there may be delays. Now, when it comes to your existing love relationships, it's an entirely different story. Mercury is making a nice sextile with Jupiter, so that means the two of you are more in sync, you're more in harmony, you can come together to solve problems, you can be a united front if something is difficult out in the world, and you just feel like you're back into the flow, into the rhythm, you know, connecting with each other, helping and supporting each other. So the energy is quite good right now. Now, when it comes to your money, you pull money from Saturn, which is very important in this chart. And it is right at the base of your chart. It is in Pisces still. And so this energy is very much about doing that daily spiritual practice. That's what starts your day. That's what launches you. That daily spiritual practice could be some sort of money ritual. It could be an affirmation. You might light a candle or incense. You might visualize while you're holding a crystal before you make your sales calls. But pulling in the spiritual side of this, because money is just energy. And so when you tap into that energy, when you harmonize with that energy, that's when money flows to you. Now, when it comes to money from business or from investments, the moon is making an opposition with Saturn. That means that you have an aspect that the money is out here, you're here, and you just need to bring these two sides together. And you do that by reaching out and connecting with people. You do that by sending emails and finding ways that the two of you can both have a win-win. So this is a good time to, connect with people who have been interested in what you do, to connect with your broker. Of course, Mercury is going to be retrograde. Venus is already retrograde. And that means that if you're sending out marketing materials, double check your links, make sure they work, check your spelling, because those are the kind of things that go wrong during retrogrades. Now, when it comes to money derived from career, so that would be a paycheck, that we don't see an aspect between Venus and Saturn. And yet we will, because Venus is retrograde. So Venus is in Aries. It's going to go all the way back into Pisces, and the two of them are going to meet. But that's outside this 2-week period. So right now is not the best time to be asking for the raise, because there's just no energy to bring it forth. It is okay to, keep those, the conversation open about other things, to keep your ear to the ground and see, what's going on within the company itself. If your company is not solid right now, if there's a lot of disruption going on, then it's not the right time to ask anyway. But this is something where you could plant some very subtle seeds and watch and see if they grow over the next few weeks. But this energy is going to line up much better for you in the future, so you probably want to wait till then. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider signing up for my newsletter, where I talk about astrological happenings every week. And if you would like to know personally what is up for you in 2025 and 2026, I do readings. There's a link in the description, and I will see you in the next video.